Chapter 7. When Sumiko opened her eyes the next morning, her first thought was, "This is day 3. Auntie came in as the room was just getting light. She held her finger to her mouth to shush Sumiko. "Where's my pouch?" she whispered. "It's under the bed," Sumiko whispered back. "Did you look inside?" "Yes," Sumiko admitted. "That's all right. We'll leave the money there for now. They've frozen all the accounts at our bank. I managed to get that much out, but I wasn't able to get to our main bank in time. Why don't you children sleep in today? I don't want you going to school until things have settled down." Auntie left and Sumiko heard her brother's bed squeak. She got up and peered around the blankets. "Auntie says to sleep in today." He lay still for a moment. Sumiko got back in bed. After a time, Tak-Tak said, "But I'm not sleepy." "Just concentrate on falling back to sleep," Sumiko said. "Find the sleep in your head." Tak-Tak said, "I can't. Aren't you going to school?" "No," Sumiko said. "But you have a math test." Sumiko lay with her eyes wide open and counted to 500. "Well, that's enough. I'm getting up," she said. She didn't look over her dresses in the closet, just walked straight to the bureau to grab slacks and an old blouse. Tak-Tak squinted at her. I can't find my glasses." Sumiko went to his bed to look around. His glasses lay on the floor with the lenses face down. He stuck them on. The elastic band pushed his hair straight up. She smiled. "Why are you smiling?" "Because you look like a pineapple." He seemed to think that over as she matted down his hair. After they were dressed, they went into the kitchen. For the second day in a row, nobody went to the flower market. Sumiko walked through the fields and saw valuable flowers turning past their prime. She'd never seen the flowers go to waste before. It was almost like watching an animal die and not trying to help. Their whole lives revolved around getting the flowers to market. For a special treat, Uncle had occasionally taken her and Tak-Tak to the market. They went to bed early and got up at midnight and rode in the truck to Los Angeles with him. They got to eat waffles and chow mein at the cafe next to the market. Everybody in the market was Japanese. Across the street was the so-called American market. That was where the Hakujin flower sellers worked. Sumiko wondered if the Japanese market was empty today. She looked all around her. The fields seemed funny without Uncle and Jishan out there. Thinking about them made Sumiko's stomach hurt. She wished she knew where they were. She was glad Jishan had packed before he left. Sumiko was back to work grading by midday. At midnight, Ichiro planned to take the flowers to the market. He and Bull kept saying, "We might need money." Sumiko felt like she was in limbo for the following weeks. All she did was work and wait for whatever might come next. Some Nikki kids did return to school, but others, like Sumiko, were kept at home. On those rare occasions when Sumiko went to buy meat or vegetables with Auntie, the Christmas decorations she saw in store windows seemed out of place. Christmas was the last thing on her mind. For Christmas, Auntie cooked a turkey, but the family had decided that to save money, nobody should give gifts. Christmas meant absolutely nothing to Sumiko that year. On New Year's Day, they usually attended a party at Mr. Muramoto's big house. His house was just as nice as Marcia Melrose's. But this year, for the first time in 20 years, Mr. Muramoto did not hold his annual New Year's Day party. Sumiko and what was left of her family went outside on New Year's evening to pray and meditate, something they'd never done together. Bull, who had probably never given a speech in his life, said a few soft words about what he called the world of change. In the world of change, you accept the changes that can't be helped. You suffer so you can learn, and you learn so you can be a better person in your next life. The cool night air blew on Sumiko's face while Bull spoke. She sniffed softly at the scent of flowers, much weaker at night than in the morning, when the air was thick with fragrance. She had often tried to decide which was nicer, the mysterious night scent or the intense day scent. Ichiro started talking about how angry he was over everything that was happening to them. Bull nodded his head. Sumiko knew he admired and respected Ichiro a great deal, but he didn't express anger himself. When Ichiro stopped talking, Sumiko prayed for safety for her uncle and grandfather and Mr. Ono. She'd once heard their Buddhist minister say that it wasn't the Buddhist way to pray for something specific for yourself. But it's my way, Sumiko thought, and she repeated to herself in her head, "Please keep them safe."